Trump attacks Christianity today. That is the topic of today's op-ed live. So the Hill reported just now that President Trump today went after Christianity Today. It's a daily Christian paper. After it published an editorial calling for his removal from office, saying the flagship evangelical magazine was far left and claiming it has been doing very poorly. I don't know whether Christianity Today is a far-left magazine, but I do think their decision calling for removal of President Trump was a far-left move. And this is what Trump said. A far-left magazine, or very progressive, as some would call it, which has been doing poorly and hasn't been involved with the Billy Graham family for many years. Christianity Today knows nothing about reading a perfect transcript of a routine phone call and would rather have a radical left non-believer who wants to take your religion and your guns than Donald Trump as your president. Trump wrote in a pair of tweets. So Christianity Today was actually founded by Reverend Billy Graham. And Billy Graham, I know that he voted for President Trump in 2016. Why? Because his son said so today. But anyway, I'll continue. The president was responding to an editorial by Christianity Today editor-in-chief Mark Galli. He published Thursday that called for Trump's removal from office and described the facts revealed in the House impeachment process as unambiguous. And so in Breitbart, Franklin Graham is Billy Graham's son. He said, "My father, Billy Graham, voted for Donald Trump." So it kind of rebukes Christianity Today, okay? Celebrated evangelical pastor Franklin Graham revealed today his father, Billy Graham, voted for Donald J. Trump in 2016 because he believed he was the best man for the job, like so many other Americans did in 2016. 63 million. He got more votes than any Republican presidential candidate. My father knew Donald Trump, he believed in Donald Trump, and he voted for Donald Trump. That's what Frank Graham wrote on Facebook early today. He believed that Donald Trump was a man for this hour in history for our nation. Okay? This is what he said. "Since they invoked my father's name," they meaning Christianity Today, I suppose to try to bring legitimacy to their statements. I feel it is very important for me to respond. Yes, my father, Billy Graham, founded Christianity Today. You know, I actually go to a Christianity Today website every once in a while, and I did not know that it became this far left. But he continues, but no, he would not agree with their opinion piece. In fact, he would be very disappointed. I would think so too. Knowing Billy Graham by watching some of his sermons. Graham said, noting that the misappropriation of his father's name is what moved him to reveal whom his father voted for in 2016. Okay? Reverend Graham then proceeded to offer his own searing indictment of the behavior of House Democrats in their politically motivated 100% partisan impeachment of the president. This is what Graham wrote. For Christianity Today to side with the Democrat Party in a totally partisan attack on the President of the United States is unfathomable. I agree with him 100%. So Christianity Today failed to acknowledge that not one single Republican voted with the Democrats to impeach the president. And you know what? There are some legal scholars out there, even in Harvard Law School, that said Trump is not even impeached yet because Nancy Pelosi did not send those two articles to the Senate. She didn't push send. So legally, technically, Trump is not impeached. But anyway, I'll just continue. I know a number of Republicans in Congress, and many of them are strong Christians, Graham declared. If the president were guilty of what the Democrats claimed, these Republicans would have joined the Democrats to impeach him. But the Democrats were not even unanimous. 2 voted against impeachment, 1 voted present. This impeachment was politically motivated, 100% partisan. Why would Christianity Today choose to take the side of the Democrat left, whose only goal is to discredit and smear the name of a sitting president? Graham asked. They want readers to believe the Democrat leadership rather than believe the President of the United States. It's a shame that Christianity Today did what they did today in their editorial piece. I'm going to be much more skeptical when I check out Christianity Today from here on out. But anyway, Reverend Graham next offered a tally of some of the president's accomplishments, asking rhetorically why Christianity Today had not bothered to take them into consideration. Look at all the president has accomplished in a very short time. The economy of our nation is the strongest it has been in 50 years. ISIS and the caliphate have been defeated, and the president has renegotiated trade deals to benefit all Americans. And yesterday, the Congress passed USMCA. Probably impeachment was a good thing, because I know that the Democrats would never have passed this. They didn't want the Americans or their constituents leave their mouth in a sour taste going to 2020. So that's why they did this. We did this. We did USMCA. They're trying to take credit for it. But we all know that it was Donald Trump and Donald Trump only who pushed this USMCA, right? Nobody talked about it in the 2016 election cycle. Nobody talked about specifically what they're going to do, using tariffs, threatening countries that has been taking advantage of America for the past decades and decades, right? Nobody talked about it. But now they're trying to take credit for it. So the list of accomplishments is long, but for me, as a Christian, the fact that he is the most pro-life president in modern history is extremely important. That's why so many Christians were behind Trump back in 2016. I know so many Christians, and every single one of them voted for Trump. I mean, I'm talking about conservative Christians, okay? I mean, how can you not? He's pro-life, right? And most Christians are pro-life. I'm talking about conservative fundamentalists and evangelicals. They're pro-life, right? They do not support Planned Parenthood. And he continues, and Christianity Today wants us ignore that, to say it doesn't count. The president has been a staunch defender of religious freedom at home, around the world, and Christianity Today wants us to ignore that. Also, the president has appointed conservative judges in record number, and Christianity Today wants us to ignore that. The evangelical leader then moved in to discuss the real motivation behind Christianity Today's hit piece on the president. Let's see what Frank Graham thinks about Christianity Today. What's their agenda? Christianity Today said it's time to call a spade a spade. He wrote, the spade is this: Christianity Today has been used by the left for their political agenda. It's obvious that Christianity Today has moved to the left and is representing the elitist liberal wing of evangelicalism. Is President Trump guilty of sin? Of course he is. As we're all past presidents, and as each one of us are, including myself. Therefore, let's pray for the president as he continues to lead the affairs of our nation. This piece is very important because Trump got, I believe, 82% of evangelical votes back in 2016. I believe it's going to go over 90 this time around because there were people that were on the fence and did not vote, I think, because they couldn't believe, they did not know whether Trump really meant what he said. But he has proven that for the past 3 years. He's very pro-life. Actually, I think there has been, in recent memory, there has not been a president this pro-life like President Trump. And even Vice President Mike Pence. And there are many Christians who would consider others Christians if they're pro-life or not. That's probably one of the most important issue. I talk to Christians, and that's the first question they ask: are you pro-life or are you pro-choice? And some people believe, actually many Christians believe that if you're pro-choice, then you're actually not a true Christian. I'm just putting it out there. That's how they believe. So I'm just reporting it how it is. So let's check out some news headlines and Twitter feeds. Trump tweeted this: I will be signing our $738 billion defense spending bill today. It will include 12 weeks paid parental leave, gives our troops a raise, importantly creates the Space Force, southern border wall funding, repeals Cadillac tax on health plans, raises smoking age to 21. Big. Let's move on. NC Hiker tweeted this. Did they commit a coup d'etat? You know, you have those familiar faces, Obama, Loretta Lynch, James Comey, Hillary, John Podesta, that's Huma Abedin, Susan Rice, Valerie Jarrett, you know, the usual suspects, you know. Jeannie Ray, you have two Korean Americans down there, right? Jeannie Ray on the bottom, beside James Baker on the right side. Jeannie Ray, that's Nellie Orr, Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, Robert Mueller, and Rod Rosenstein, another swamp creature, right? And above him, you see Ben Rhodes, Sally Yates, the former Attorney General, acting Attorney General, you know, John Brennan, James Clapper, Wasserman Schultz, right? Susan Powers, and you can see Andrew Weissman, who actually led the special counsel team, right? I think many of them are crooks, and I do believe it was a coup d'etat. It was a coup against President Trump, a failed one. Okay, and I think we should remember their names. You know, let's move on. Trump tweeted this: a far-left magazine, or very progressive as some would call it, which has been doing poorly and hasn't been involved with the Billy Graham family for many years, Christianity Today knows nothing about reading a perfect transcript of a routine phone call and would rather, let's move on, have a radical left non-believer who wants to take your religion and your guns than Trump as your president. I read this already, but I'll repeat it. No president has done more for its evangelical community, and it's not even close. You'll not get anything from those Dems on stage. I won't be reading it again. Let's move on. I won't be reading, I think that's Christianity Today again. Let's move on. The Hill tweeted this. The actor Pierce Brosnan, famous for 007, and in the 80s, TV drama Remington Steele, he praised Trump. What he's done for the economy is very good. Let's move on. So it's not all entertainers like Robert De Niro or Meryl Streep, you know, bashing Trump. There are entertainers who are being conscious and acknowledging things happening and giving credit where credit is due. Morgan Chalfant tweeted this. In one of the more interesting Oval Office meetings we've seen, President Trump announced a party switch of Jeff Van Drew, who expressed his undying support for the president. More here on the meeting. He used to be a Democrat, but he switched party to a Republican. So this impeachment thing, it's not just negative. You know, the Republicans actually gained a seat, right, in the congressional side. So let's move on. Roll Call tweeted this. I believe that this is just a better fit for me. New Jersey's Jeff Van Drew said in the Oval Office Thursday, this is who I am. Let's move on. Okay, Trump tweeted this. A great USMCA trade deal. Mexico and Canada has been sitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk for 8 months. She doesn't even know what it says. I believe that. You know. And today, after passing by a wide margin in the House, Pelosi tried to take credit for it. Labor will vote for Trump. Trade deal is great for USA. Let's move on. Trump tweeted this. Jesse Waters from Fox News. This is the best year any president has ever had, plus we get an impeachment. Let's move on. Candace Owens tweeted this. Hatred for Donald Trump has manifested itself as a cancer to the Democrat Party. The arrogance and obsession of their political vendetta has proven terminal. Their party is over. There is no coming back from a fake impeachment. Let's move on. Trump tweeted this. This is a USA Today poll that came out. It was polled from December 10th until 14th. And it's USA Today and Suffolk University poll. So Trump is beating everybody, right? Trump 44, Biden 41, you know, Bernie Sanders 39, Trump 44, Elizabeth Warren 37, Trump 45, Michael Bloomberg 34, Trump 43, Pete Buttigieg 33, Trump 43. So he beats everybody right now. Can you imagine any of them beating Trump? I can't. Let's move on. Educating Liberals tweeted this. Dear Libs, what's the difference between Epstein and the Democratic Party? This is a little bit sarcastic tweet. Epstein didn't kill himself. He's meaning that the Democratic Party pushing for impeachment, by pushing for impeachment, is killing themselves. Okay, let's move on. Praying Medic tweeted this. The media tried to contain the Spygate circle of criminal suspicion to low-level FBI nobodies. William Barr, revealed U.S. intel agencies are exposed. Even Obama's White House may be under investigation because they were mentioned, Obama's name was mentioned on the tweet. Foreign and domestic, public and private assets, firewalls gone, enjoy the show. I think I have one question, by the way. Can you tell me what the question is? I wish that, hold on for just a second. Because I want to ask my viewers, I want to answer my viewers' questions. So let me just check it out. Sorry, it's going to take me some time. What do you think Asian percentage will vote for Trump's re-election in 2020? I think it's going to be, it's hard. That's not an easy question. I think it's going to be over 35%. I would say 40%. I would say over 40%. But I'm just giving you a rough number. I'm not sure. I'm just, guessing at this point because I believe that the whole corruption will be exposed about Spygate. The FBI working under Obama administration, James Clapper, John Brennan. These crooked individuals, in my view, their whole conspiracy would be exposed next year, and I think it's going to tilt so many people, not just Caucasians, but blacks, Hispanics, and Asian votes to vote for Trump. And actually, right now, the black unemployment rate, Hispanic unemployment rate, and Asian unemployment rate hit record low, and I think that's going to help Trump. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over 50%. Probably it would go even 60 and 70, because actually, if you look at Asian Americans, they have better income than Caucasians in general. Their unemployment rate is even lower than Caucasians and Americans in general. So, and there's a lot of conservative Asians out there, but who has been brainwashed by the mainstream media. But many people are waking up to the fact that NYT, WAPO, CNN, they have been spreading nothing but fake news about Russia collusion, Ukrainian scandal issue. I think they have been exposed. The fake news has been exposed, and I think it's going to probably, I don't know, it could be even over 50%, but that's my guess, and thanks for asking the question. Okay, that is it. Okay, well, that's our show for today. Our show is not about left or right. It's about right or wrong. To stay up to date with our latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.